The next question is also a very important one because commonly there's some misconceptions about what careers you can do as a geologist. And so I've seen this question come up a lot. And the question is, if I study to become a geologist or a geoscientist, does that mean that I have to work on a mine? And I'm going to call on Dr. Asinne Tshibubudze to answer that question for us.
Thanks, Grant. That's quite an interesting question. Many people have come to identify a geologist with the mines, and I actually think that a character in one of the plays, Isidingo, I'm sure most of them will can identify with it, is what made this geologist link to a mines much more popular within the context of South Africa. So to answer your question in a simple way, the answer is a simple no. You don't have to work in a mine, or a degree in geosciences does not mean that you have to work in the mines. There are several options that a geologist degree can be applied, or where you can work as a geologist. I'll just mention a few here. Most of my colleagues have mentioned some. You can work in exploration, and this is where as a geologist, you'll be involved in finding new mineral concentrations that can be developed into mines. If you love the outdoors, you love problem solving, and you love the use of technology, this is what you really want to do. Even if you're an indoors person, there's something for you to do in exploration. Like Sue Webb indicated, exploration also involves exploration for oil and gas, and you do need a geology degree for you to be involved in this field. You can work in a civil engineering environment, and this you can do as an engineering geologist, or you can do as a consultant geologist. This is where, as a geologist, you want to make sure that whatever geological factors are there are taken into consideration during the planning process of the structure which needs to be built, and during the construction process. I mean, Julian have mentioned the fact that the geology degree and in paleontology, you can work in a museum, and this is where you can end up as a museum curator. And someone also have also mentioned the fact that you can go into academia as a teacher or as a researcher. And the other one is you can work in a lab as a geochemist. You don't necessarily have to end up in a mine. I mean, these are just some of the few examples where the geology degree is needed, which is outside of the mining environment or a mine as such. There are so many other options that you can choose from, and I hope you keep in contact with us so that we can give you a bit more in terms of the available options. Thank you, Grant.